The entire multivitamin industry is a complete scam. And yes, I do mean that. Like seriously, I do mean that. When I say that the multivitamin industry is a scam, it's mind-boggling how much that actually is true. Like I'm not just making that up. Like it's actually genuinely a scam, and I'm not trying to fearmonger or anything. Like genuinely, I can't stress that enough. It's a scam, and I'm gonna tell you why. Stop right there. If you aren't subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure you do that right now, and like the video as well. And if you enjoyed, leave a comment and like and subscribe, and do all of those things now. Back to the video. They're supposed to provide you help. And they're supposed to nutrients and make your life better. They're supposed to make you think faster, remember better, and other things, and make your vision better. And that all seems good, right? Like, I think we can all agree, if there was a pill you can take to make your vision better, sign me up, dude. Actually, I probably don't need it. I actually have really good vision, but you know what I mean? Like, it's something, why wouldn't you take it, right? But what's weird is that not everybody takes multivitamins, which in and of itself isn't like evidence showing like multivitamins are a scam. Not everybody takes them. Like, that's stupid to say, but there is a reason why not every single person on the planet takes multivitamins. A while ago, I was looking at, you know, bottles on the shelf of vitamins, and I noticed something. It was a bottle of Prevagen, specifically Prevagen. And Prevagen is a medicine. It's to make your memory better. I noticed that it had this weird little label on it. You know what it said? What's that? What's that right there? Hold on, let's zoom in. It says, these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. So you might be thinking, what does that mean? Basically what that means is that this product, we're not saying it does anything. We're not saying it works. It hasn't been approved by the FDA. And to get a medicine approved by the FDA, basically it has to be proven that it can actually help with what it claims to do. So if a product, for example, if a product says it supports your memory, but it can't back up those claims, then this label would have to be put on it. If it was just a bottle of vitamin D, it didn't claim it did anything, it was just a bottle of vitamin D, then it wouldn't need this label because it's not actually making any claims, it's just vitamin D. See, do you kind of see what I mean? Like, they make unnecessary claims on the bottle, presumably to get people to buy it. I'm not really sure why. But with Prevagen specifically, Prevagen, it's a medicine made from an extracted protein called apoequorin. It's basically, it's shit taken out of a jellyfish. And it's designed to help people with like Alzheimer's sort of regain some of their cognitive functions. But the way they go about doing it is pretty shitty. There was a court case in New York basically saying Prevagen doesn't work, and they released a whole comprehensive research study. They released a whole bunch of research and were like, look, it works. Look, this is all our research backing up that it works. But they did this little thing called p-hacking or data dredging. What that is essentially is they just kept doing tests until they got the results that they wanted. But Prevagen specifically isn't the point of this video. It's more about the whole industry as a whole sort of has this standard. Prevagen, I did an English paper on Prevagen. If you guys want me to do a video on Prevagen, I will gladly do a video on Prevagen. But that's a bit too specific for me right now. I'm trying to make a video about the whole industry. I'm just saving the world out here. These companies are claiming that, hey, we can help your memory, we can help support eye health, we can help your heart. But at the same time, on the packages, they're saying, hey, we don't actually back up any of these claims. These claims are baseless. It's essentially what they're saying on the packaging. Because you'll notice every single thing on the package will have an asterisk after it, all leading to this label. And it's like, if these vitamins are made to help you, then why are none of them being approved by the FDA? If you're wondering, if you go to the store and buy a thing of cough syrup, this is not on a bottle of cough syrup. This is because cough syrup works. It does what it claims to do. But if you go to try and find a joint health pill, 100% this will be on it. Just because medicine is so advanced nowadays doesn't mean that we understand how everything works. Just taking a pill isn't going to make your body better. Multivitamins as a whole really isn't going to make your body better. If you go to the store and look at a bottle of multivitamins, 100% it'll have a claim on there that says it's not backed by the FDA. This kind of reminds me, if you are even at all familiar with the show The Good Place, I've watched 2 episodes, but in the first episode, it is explained that basically the main character in her real life was a bad person because she sold fake medicine to old people. That kind of sparked a little thought in my brain, and it made me realize, wait, that's like a real thing. That's like a real thing people do. Like that's like a real life thing. Like, that's not just in the show for comedic effect. Like, that's an actual thing that happens. And it's in the show for comedic effect because it sounds so absurd, but at the same time it's not. It literally happens. Now, if you're wondering, in the case of Prevagen, they were under some harsh legal trouble, so instead of, going back to the drawing board and being like, okay, so how can we really help people? They said, you know what? No, let's just take down our research. If you go to their website, they have a section of the website. So it says, there's a link, and it is titled, The Research Behind Prevagen. You click on the link, no, all I see is Safety Study 1, Safety Study 2, Safety Study 3. No research. If you look at the link, like the URL at the top of the search bar, it says prevagen.com/pages/research safety studies Prevagen. So technically it's research, but there was a research paper published on this article, and that's how I did my English paper on it. But since I'd done my English paper, they've taken it down. Now, am I saying that my English paper was the reason Prevagen got taken down? No. Obviously not. I didn't even publish that paper. It was just for a class. But that just goes to show that this stuff really isn't like, when you see research on a product, especially something like this, doesn't always mean it's correct. Now, this is an extreme example. Not all research is going to be like this, but it just goes to show how easily people can manipulate data and other people into believing that their products are real. I mean, the multivitamin industry as a whole, it's a complete scam. It literally is a complete scam. That's it. That's really it. I mean, if your doctor tells you, oh, take vitamin D because you have a vitamin D deficiency, that's different. That's not a scam. That's fine. But have you guys ever taken Airborne? This stuff? You ever taken this stuff? Want to know what it says on the bottle? Yeah. Matter of fact, you probably can't see it on the video, but right there, right on the edge of the bottle, you can see that it says it. And that's like something where it's like, we understand how to stop things like immune infections. We know how to get rid of them. But there's still products out there like this that just aren't real, I guess. It's weird because there are products out there that can help your immune system from like a disease or something. It's just like, you have to be careful when buying it because that's not the product you want to buy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, multivitamins as a whole are a very, very shady business. It's surprising to me how well it works. And especially since the entire industry is essentially based off of kind of just hoping you don't read the label. Because if you read the label, you're going to be like, wait, what is this? Hold on. Why is this not approved by the FDA? Why isn't it intended to cure a disease? It literally says it's intended to cure a disease. Why doesn't it cure a disease? It's because they're just not real. It's just plain and simple. I know certain companies sell vitamins for hair, skin, and nails. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Basically, if any vitamin sounds too good to be true, it's because it is. And I think this sort of lesson can be applied to all sorts of things. Pretty much anything, really. And people really need to take consideration more into things that sound too good to be true are probably too good to be true. There aren't many big corporations out there looking to really help you. They're looking to make money because they have to for their investors. It's a legal thing. They legally are obligated to try and make money for their investors. That is a whole other topic. But it's my point being, if they can sell you something, they're gonna sell you something, and they're gonna try and sell it to you hard. So yeah, my suggestion would just be to look out for what you're buying with multivitamins, because they're all fake. They all have this stupid label on them, and they all don't really do anything and haven't been proven. If you need to take vitamin D or magnesium citrate or whatever the hell vitamin you need to take, prescribed, said by your doctor, that is not what I'm talking about. If you have an iron deficiency and you take an iron pill, that's not what I'm talking about. Granted, you can get those vitamins in other ways through a diet. Not everybody can, though. I understand that. I'm talking about vitamins that say, like, daily essential multivitamins. Those are the ones that are a flat-out scam.